So that's your introduction to the packet tracer. So what I've done, I have downloaded the exe file of packet tracer as well. So it is on the same page of this learning materials of week 2. So in your home, you can use this file to download, and then it's just an exe file on Windows computer. Run it, and then it will install the packet tracer. And all the labs which we will do during all these week sessions, you can do and practice in your home as well. So it's very nice, and nice addition. So let's look at the first one, which is about the network representation, very basic of packet tracer. So open Canvas and open this file. It will start opening the Cisco packet tracer, as you can see over here. And then, yeah, so it actually asks you to put that sign in. So there is no need to put that. You just cancel it. So if you cancel that and then say OK here and then cancel here again, yeah, so cancel it again. Sorry, because it asks you to have a Cisco user ID. You can create it, but now this is the file. Now there are two types of files. One is that it's pretty populated. Network devices and everything is already there, like you can see over here. So we just explore it. This is one way. The other way is that we put these devices, we select these devices from here. For example, this is your end devices, computer server. These are your devices like routers, okay? And then there will be I just make it a little bit small. And then you can see the switches are there as well. And what you can do, you can open a new file from here and then click and drag your device. For example, I'm putting this router here and I'll put a switch here, and then I click and drag a computer here or laptop here. You see? So it's very easy. Just choose, pick and choose, and then drop it on your working area. And for the connection purposes, we use this. So if you click on here, you can see there are console cable connection. I will explain as we move on. I will explain what kind of connections are there. Then we have a copper straight through connection. So if you put your cursor on top of it, it tells you over here what kind of connection is. Crossover cable, optic fiber cable, phone cable, coaxial cable, serial DC, serial DTE, then octal, and then the other connections. If I want to connect a switch to router, we use straight through cable. So I click here, click on the switch, choose one of the connector, fast Ethernet, connect to the router, click on gigabit Ethernet, connect. So that actually creates a connection. And if I want to connect this laptop to this switch, again, I can go here, use fast Ethernet, go here and use 0/7 or whatever it is mentioned. So this is how we make those topologies. And that's why this is the biggest strength of this packet tracer. We can choose many devices, put those over there, configure them, test them, and then we can utilize them. It's very nice. That's why it is very popular, and also it's used extensively. So most of the networks, what the people do, they don't go to the real network, and then so they do configuration here, test everything, copy and paste that configuration into real device. Okay. Now, when there is a pre-configured lab, there are some instructions available as well with that. As soon as when you open that file, it comes with these instructions also. That how you explore this particular and how you will do this lab. For example, the first step is identify common components of a network as represented in packet tracer. So it is actually know-how about router devices and devices, router or switches. In switches, we have different models available. Even wireless network, we have different wireless LAN controllers, wireless access point, wireless router. So all these are listed here. So that's your first identification and just to know how we connect them. And then the second is just to make you understand that what is the purpose of each devices. Okay? So we have actually, and we explained, and I explained that in lecture also, that we have mainly two types of devices. One is actually your end device, which is computer, okay, like computer, these PCs, or smartphones, or IP phones, or servers, which are shown here in that way. And then we have intermediary devices in our network. Intermediary devices means that those devices which are helping us to get this data from source to destination. So these are switches, these are multi-layer switches, then we have routers, and then we have internet in between them. So all the devices, intermediary devices, routers and switches, they are called intermediary devices, which are getting packets from one of the end user device and then sending to the other one. Okay? And then media, different media types. So it depends on our own choice, of course, that we have a copper medium, we have optical fiber cable medium, we have wireless medium. So every medium has its own pros and cons. Okay? Copper, you have to run cable, same as the optical fiber. Copper give us less speed, less bandwidth. Optical fiber, huge bandwidth. Wireless medium, mobility is the biggest factor. So these are the pros and cons. Based on that, we actually choose the medium. Then the basic concept is about the so this network, which you can see over here. It's the local area network. The main device of local area network is switch or access point. So all the end devices, they are connected via switch, access point, switches. So this is your LAN. This is your LAN. Router is there in the middle. It connects in one side a LAN. LAN stands for local area network. A network of 1 or 2 buildings, okay, or 1 or 2 labs, 1 or 2 rooms. So this is your branch LAN. Now router is a device which is connecting 2 LANs together. So this is one branch LAN, and the other is home office LAN, which is using only a wireless router, one wireless router. So we're using router here and router here, or modem here and router here to connect these LANs. And then it becomes a WAN, wide area network, from LAN to WAN. So these 3 LANs, 1, 2, 3 LANs, they are connected via a WAN by using routers. All right, so you can explore it, click on these devices and see how it works, okay? And also on the same, you can create a new file and put some switches and routers there and try to explore them. This is what the lab of today is. Answer these questions. Explain the difference between LAN and WAN. Try to explore. How many LANs do you see here? 3 LANs, okay? It talks about something about the internet. Explore that. Answer these questions. And then there is a challenge question as well, which actually asks you to add a device and then connect it. So that will help you to understand how to work with this packet trace. All right? Make sense? So that's our lab of network representation, the first lab.